Welcome back to Speller Tutorial Services. Today we're going to look at a polynomial and try to divide it by a binomial and try to figure out if that binomial is in fact a factor of the higher degree polynomial. And let's begin by using synthetic division to come to that conclusion. So we begin by taking the divisor, which would be x plus 1, and setting that equal to 0. End up subtracting 1 from both sides and figuring out that x in this case would be a -1. So that there is our divisor. Then we continue by taking the coefficients of each one of the each one of the terms in our function f of x. So 15, 14, -3, -2. And we begin by bringing down this first this first coefficient of 15. So -1 times 15 to give me a -15. 14 minus 15 to give me a -1. -1 times -1 to give me a +1. -3 plus 1 to give me a -2. And then -1 times -2 to give me a +2. So here we see we have a remainder of 0, which does show us that x plus 1 is indeed a factor, or another way stated, can be divided evenly into the f of x function. Let's continue by doing the long division method just to check and also to verify the work that we've done. So we begin by listing the x plus 1 as our divisor, and then we list the function f of x as our dividend. So 15x cubed plus 14x squared minus 3x minus 2. We begin by trying to eliminate this x cubed term, and we see that we'd have to multiply x by 15x squared, and that would give us a 15x cubed. So now 15x squared times x to give me 15x cubed, 15x times the +1 to give me a +15x. Then I end up doing subtraction. I know that each one of the signs for these terms have to change, so that's a negative. And this positive here also becomes a negative. When I subtract, these first two terms go away, which is what I want to happen. Now I have 14x squared minus 15x squared to give me a -x squared. Then I bring down my -3x, and I continue by asking myself the same question: what do I need to multiply x by to end up with a -x squared? And in this case, that would be a -x. So now -x times -x will give me a -x squared. -x times a +1 will give me a -x. And I have to distribute a negative to both of these terms. So they're negative, and that means they become positive. Again, my first two terms here cancel each other out, and I'm left with -3x plus x, which gives me a -2x. And then I bring down my next term, which is a -2, and finally ask myself the same question again: what times x will give me a -2x? And in this case, that would be a -2. So -2 times the -2x gives me a -2x. -2 times +1 gives me a -2. Again, when I subtract, the terms change their sign because I distribute a negative, and we see that I come up with a remainder of 0, which matches my answer up here. So I know that x plus 1 is a factor. Alright, so that sums it up for this video from Speller Tutorial Services. Please friend us on Facebook and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, both found under the name Speller Tutorial. Thank you again for watching.